Hello, welcome to The United Man. My name is Shane. Thank you very much for joining me. If you're new to the stream, if you're not and you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for sticking with me. With this, we're going to be going through all the latest updates in terms of what the transfer news have been saying and other news like David De Gea signing a new contract, the likes of Dybala and that man Bruno Fernandes again being linked with us, and much, much more. It's been a while since I've last uploaded. I know, been away on holiday, had a really troublesome time trying to upload there with the internet connection and whatnot. Since I got back, I've been ill, so yeah, it's just been a bit of a merry-go-round, but back ready to kick off, and as I said before, got loads to get through. We've been linked with the same players as we were over the summer transfer window, purely because, as I believe it is, the performances on the pitch haven't been good enough. Had the performances on the pitch been something that we could write home about, I really don't think we'll be linked with the players that we are being linked with again. There'll be some truth in some of the links that we're going to go through, and I'll give you my opinions on that as well. Some of it will just be hot water, as it always will be, but we'll wade through all the likelihoods of it happening and not happening. Right then, so I do believe that there are deals afoot and deals being worked in on the pipeline. As you would have heard me mention before, 2 days before the transfer window closed, Ollie done a press conference, and he mentioned in that press conference that Manchester United were working on a couple of deals and he expected those deals to come through. Subsequently, that wasn't the case. We didn't get anyone apart from the deals we'd signed earlier in Harry Maguire, Daniel James and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That being said, because of how we have or have not performed, I should say, I think it's evident with the players that we've let go. We have, as Ollie did say, we have done, well, quite a significant clear out so far. It can't all be done in one transfer window. Ollie understands that, and I hope the people in the boardroom understand that, and I hope the fans will understand it can't be done in one transfer window as well. That being said, however, this is a business of results, and we're not getting the results at the moment. And clearly what we have at our disposal, or what Ollie has at his disposal, isn't good enough. And for Ollie's faith in Rashford that he had, and Martial, obviously Martial's been injured, Pogba's now injured as well, not long term, but obviously I think Ollie has to admit to himself that he can't see Rashford being that 25 goal league goal season man. So he has probably gone to Ed Woodward and said, look, Rashford ain't going to cut it. We need these players coming in, not next summer, in January. So the man at the top of that list, or who should be at the top of the list, is Bruno Fernandes. The guy has scored 4 goals and 2 assists in 4 games. So on that trajectory, he's likely to have the same season statistically that he had last season. And we didn't sign him for whatever reason. But anyway, he is on point to have a similar season that he did last season, and he should be the obvious choice. We also have Christian Eriksen, who is, well, he's not signed a new contract as of yet with Spurs and is likely to leave in the summer. So if we haven't already, we need to be tapping that one and making sure that he signs with us or on a pre-contract agreement in January, and obviously the deal goes through in the summer. As you all know by now, Christian Eriksen is a mainstay in the Premier League and has been for some years now. And with his time with Spurs, he has been the most creative force and one of the most creative force in the Premier League since his tenure. Now, I truly believe he can make a difference, and like I said in the summer transfer window, if we're intending to really keep Paul Pogba, we have to show him that we're serious by the players we sign. Now, we've made some adjustments in the defence. That's a work in progress, I believe, but we've improved exponentially. David De Gea signing long term. Those are all positive signs, but as I said before as well, we can have the strongest defence in the world, but if we're not relieving any pressure off them and scoring goals and killing off teams, we will have some periods in the games where we concede possession and ultimately the opposition have chances. Now, that much has been true. Defensively, we've looked good. Lindelof has looked suspect at times, but hopefully he can get it together. But we've just not been putting chances away. We've created enough chances. We've had enough shots, but we haven't been sticking them in the back of the net other than the first game against Chelsea, obviously. The Paulo Dybala deal, now it's evident Juventus don't want him. That was evident on transfer deadline day when Spurs made a bid for him, or the day before, and it was accepted, but Spurs had a similar problem with his money situation and his agent fees. Now, it's been reported from the Italian press that Dybala and his agent are being more amicable in terms of what they're trying to work out for both their deals, both Dybala's and his agent. So that being said, it bodes well if Manchester United are indeed back in for him. Now, I know there was some speculation in regards to Dybala's commitment and him wanting to join Manchester United. Obviously, he wanted to stay at Juventus. Ultimately, it came down to Mr. Woodward pulling the plug on the deal, saying no, it's too expensive. Woodward pulling the plug on a couple of deals over the summer seemed to be the relevant and the most poignant point of us not getting any more deals in. Obviously, that point remained true with Bruno Fernandes as well. Now, I don't know in terms of Christian Eriksen how serious we were in terms of making bids. I know there was interest from us, but in terms of making a bid, I don't know. That being said, we are constantly linked with Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho has obviously signed another deal with Borussia Dortmund, and it was looking like there's a clause in there that he can be released to an English Premier League team that is in the Champions League for next season. That being said, he's only going to look at joining a Premier League team that is in the Champions League, obviously. Now, at the moment, that doesn't look like that's going to be the case for us. So in terms of Jadon Sancho, there has been reported interest for Jadon Sancho. There's in terms of him being interested in Manchester United, but without us being in Champions League, that's a no-go. Ibrahimovic is another name that's been linked with Manchester United on his return to Manchester United, and with obvious struggle for goals and consistency with goals. Now, we've let Lukaku go, Sanchez go, we all know that. But, okay, that's fine. Does it look like we're going to have goals coming from elsewhere? At the moment, that doesn't look to be the case. Now, one of the things, when I was watching England against Kosovo the other day, now you had Jadon Sancho, you had Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling. Them three looked great. Obviously, they performed great. They all scored. You know, Jadon Sancho got 2 goals and assists. Brilliant. He's done the same for Borussia Dortmund last season. If he does come to the Premier League, if he does come to Manchester United, I believe it will be the same thing. Now, one thing that stood out was when Marcus Rashford came on and he tried to have an impact, his final or end product, as it were, whether it be a pass or the decision to shoot or cross or pass. He's 21 now. He can still improve, don't get me wrong, but you'd think there's going to be some signs of a consistent basis where he's making the right choice. Now, he come on and he just didn't look to have that same level of quality as Sterling or Jadon Sancho, for that matter. So, you know, it's a little bit worrying because Sterling was showing a lot of quality at that age, but he's since improved since under Guardiola. Also, Jadon Sancho is younger than Rashford and obviously has shown a lot more quality in starting for England. So it's a little bit concerning. Nothing to worry about too much, but he's all we have at the moment with Martial being injured. Daniel James has obviously come good at the moment and is doing well, but we do need to look realistically at whether or not Rashford is going to be that guy for us going forward. At the moment, it doesn't look like he is. So we do have a lot to catch up on in terms of the league. As you would have seen, the league table popping up. Currently, we're in mid-table obscurity and mediocrity, which honestly isn't a surprise with what we have going forward in terms of creating and scoring goals. Defensively, I think we could manage a Europa League spot, maybe squeeze a Champions League spot, but without the goal scoring, I don't believe we're gonna struggle to get in Europa League at this point. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys. It's been great catching up, and make sure, I had a problem with comments on the last video, so make sure when you leave a comment, I will respond and get back to you. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.